Through his complex and oft-criticized tongue-twisting rhymes, the blonde anti-hero known as has had no shortage of enemies. He's not a friend. He's a psychopath. The same lyrics and controversial antics may have ultimately led to his demise.
Who killed Slim Shady?
Join me as we recreate the events that led to the murder of Slim Shady.
I knew it was a matter of time for Slim.
What's good with it, YouTube? It's Coffee tapping back in, man, and a whole lot percolating with Eminem right now. He's doing voiceover-ish, collabing with the UFC, which is cool. He's front and center at the NFL draft, coming out on stage in his hometown of Detroit, you know, plucking with his Lions. It was cool last year seeing Emin, being involved with the Lions, being at the games, getting into the whole playoff push that they had and the success that the team had winning the division since the first time and for the longest time. Billy Joe voice, they really made history. It was funny. He was telling Stafford, like, yo, Matt, I fuck with you. You were a great quarterback here in Detroit, but this is our time now. You know what I mean? He was like pretty active on social media. Like it actually seemed to really be Eminem. As you know, M don't really do the whole social media thing. His accounts are pretty much just promo accounts that, some assistant or whatever was pushing all the buttons. But the big news that we see going on is this trailer that you heard playing in the beginning, The Death of Slim Shady. They're doing a whodunit type promos. You see 50 Cent talking about he is a psycho, and they're recreating the events that led to the death of Slim Shady, and we're hearing new project dropping summer of 2024, which is cool, man. In a sense, though, kind of bad news for me along the lines that there were some interviews I did a video on over on my other channel where DJ Who Kid, I think, was talking to 50 Cent, I believe, or was he talking to M? I think he was talking to M. And there were this line of questioning about a 50 Cent Eminem collab album as a duo, that the way it was being talked about, it really felt like, there was some news being shared with the people that this could really be a thing. And Eminem didn't shoot it down. You know what I mean? Based on everything Who Kid was saying and Eminem was responding with, I was like, damn, man, this was right when the Benzino-ish kicked back off and that Armageddon Part 2 came out. And I was like, yo, that's dope. I would love to see that, a collab album between Eminem and 50 Cent. I'm a kind of cat when certain individuals signed to different labels and stuff like that, I start thinking about the studio sessions and who will be present and what kind of magic we could get artistically from the artists involved. That was why I was so personally let down when, Griselda being signed to Shady was just strictly a business move. Like, we really didn't see too much collabing going on. I was like, damn, man, like where the fuck is Conway, Benny, and West Side Gun on the new Eminem project? So why isn't Eminem on their new projects? And then you really found out that it was only a 3-album deal, and like they weren't releasing the Shady projects forever. It took for them to get to those projects, but it was cool. It was a good deal. Griselda had a lot of freedom to still be able to do their independent thing while being signed to Shady Records. And like I said, it just strictly seemed to be more of a business move, which was cool. They got the cosign and what they needed from Eminem and Shady Records to do what they did. But I just wanted to see more collabs, more of what the creative artistry would spark between those artists involved. And Fifth and M definitely collabed a lot right away off the rip when, Fifth signed with Shady Records. They did the whole Get Rich or Die Trying rollout, and such a successful project, such a successful rollout, but right on Get Rich or Die Trying. Don't Push Me. The name of the other jump off is escaping my mind at the moment, but it was like really cool when we saw what M and Fifth could do together, and Eminem being in the club video, conceptually, everything, it was lit. So the fact that all these years later that we could possibly get a duo project from them, I was just all for it, and it kind of almost seemed like the stars in a sense were aligning with the line of questioning that we were hearing. And then the fact that 50 Cent, who isn't really a full-time rapper anymore, all the TV-ish and business endeavors are obviously what's more important to Fifth, but he had just come off the final lap tour. And Eminem, the Armageddon ish dropped, and it just seemed like, oh, this is really going to be a thing. This is going to come together. But here we are now. We're finding out this next project is this Death of Slim Shady, and it seems that's not to be. But it was cool. We saw 50 Cent involved in the promo, so maybe we'll get some new 50 Cent Eminem collabs all these years later in 2024. But what is the concept behind this Death of Slim Shady? Something else a lot of other fans wanted, myself included, was another installation sequel of the Slim Shady LP, the album that really started it all for Eminem, from the EP to Dre getting his hands on it and turning it into the LP, and just everything we saw happen in the chain of events in which it did in the run Eminem went on. A lot of cats have been wanting to see another Slim Shady project, but now we're seeing we are, but it's not necessarily the way we thought we were going to see it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not Eminem going back to that alter ego in the way that he did way back then. It's like, apparently Slim Shady has died. Now, obviously there's elements of comedy to all this, so I don't know if I'm looking a little too far into this. Let me know what you guys think. Like, is this just going to be a slick title for the name? Or is this something that is going to have a concept to the album with skits and everything, where that alter ego is dead, or someone tried to kill that alter ego, and maybe Eminem is just popping back off on his Slim Shady vibes all these years later? I don't know. I don't know what to take of it, what to think of it, but I definitely want to know what y'all think about it in the comment thread below. As always, that's what it's all about over here on this platform, is hearing from the people, and we talk music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. So make sure you hit them buttons, sub up, and tap in and join the discussion in the comments. But as I'm saying all this, I'm thinking back, the guy that did the voiceover for this whole Death of Slim Shady promo thing, is that the guy that did the Guilty Conscience video all those years ago? That was supposed to be a spinoff of Unsolved Mysteries. I don't know. Maybe not. That was a long time ago. Hell, maybe that dude is not even living no more. I don't know. But I'm a big fan of seeing things come back, or Easter eggs and stuff like that. And speaking of Easter eggs, a lot of fans are noticing, I think on Spotify, when you play certain Eminem tracks, this like teaser comes up saying wanted and missing, and showing Eminem in this ominous black and white filter. So it'll be very interesting what exactly this whole Death of Slim Shady thing is, what way they're gonna go with it. And probably summer 2024, that's just a couple months away. Traditionally, a project being put out on a major label that is having a rollout like this Death of Slim Shady is, the single drops a couple months before the album itself, so we could probably see a new Eminem single very, very soon. And maybe that'll give us more of an idea as to what to expect on this new project. Now, something else that I wanted to point out real quick that's being discussed in the news a lot regarding Eminem is that he just celebrated 16 years clean. And man, hats off to him for that. It was very apparent through Eminem's music early on that this man was getting high. He grew up seeing my Dukes getting high. Remember what he said on that one joint? How the hell you think I picked up the habit? All I had to do was walk in the room and lift up a mattress. And even with the artwork on the Slim Shady LP, you know what I'm saying? Pills with evil faces on them. Y'all remember that too, where there was like only a limited amount of Slim Shady LP albums that came out, and on the physical CD in itself, it had another pill, like almost like the reflection of the pill or something like that, where it was like only kind of like halfway drawn. That was pretty crazy, man. but the theme of drugs and pills and stuff like that was pushed heavily through the music. And, later on, obviously when Eminem decided to get clean, there was interviews and such where he shared that if he didn't put the D-rugs down, it was looking bad. Like he might end up on dialysis, or his organs might start failing on him. And it's no easy feat to put them pills down and put them D-rugs down. It's not easy at all. And the fact that Eminem has been able to get clean and remain clean is pretty amazing. And over the years, Eminem ascending to the level of artist that he is, from beyond just a pop, hip hop artist, like, you know what I'm saying, one of the biggest artists ever, sales wise and all that. Going through all these things is going to change who you are as a person, and, bleed into the artistry a little bit. And, like there was a lot of people that felt Eminem off the D-rugs, the type of music that he brought had a different vibe to it. But maybe this whole 16 years of being clean has something to do with the death of Slim Shady. That alter ego that was on that ish, came from that kind of lifestyle that he had to live behind with him. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud again. As always, I want to hear all your thoughts, but it'd be pretty cool if he could share this in the music more about being 16 years clean. Like obviously we're all just on this journey of life, and, you go through experiences, and some people experiment and stuff like that. But as I always point out in all my videos with all my commentary, we're in a different world these days when it comes to D-rugs, with all this Fenty WAP and all this toxic poison and research chemicals out there. It's an era where you can't just experiment like you used to. You know what I'm saying? Like you pick something up and try it. It could be the last thing you ever do. Like you could literally just try D-rugs and DIE off rip these days. You know what I'm saying? And in music, in movies and different things like that, creative arts, it's cool when people share their stories. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there can be glorification things going on and all that. And, everyone's just telling their story and dealing with their ish in their own way. But it's just gotten crazy in the music industry these days, where like they're just heavily pushing this ish on the youth in a whole nother way. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be a genius to see what's going on in the agenda and everything like that. So I wonder if Eminem will speak about that 16 years clean at all on this new project. I know that to some people may not be the easiest ish to make some fly rhymes about, but if anyone can do it, M can, because it's wild times we're living through with this D-rugs and everything. But I don't know. That's all I really got on this one. Again, just reacting to seeing all this ish go on with Eminem. What is everyone's thoughts? What are you expecting? What are you taking from this? Are you excited with all this going on? Are you looking forward to it? Like, tap in, with your comments. Like I was saying, it's all about having that convo with y'all. That's how I coffee talk it up. But one more thing I want to speak on, closing this out, is, can you believe some motherfucker had the nerve to wonder why Eminem got the spot at the NFL draft and not Kid Rock? Like, on every level, Kid Rock loses to Eminem. I mean, musically, sales, just looking at it from a purely commercial aspect. Like, don't get me wrong, Kid Rock had a huge career and all that, but like he ain't matching Eminem. And let's also point out, when it comes to hip hop and stuff like that, looking at it from that angle, like Kid Rock did some real bozo-ish, say what you want to say about Eminem, but Eminem was definitely not born with no silver spoon in his mouth. Kid Rock was some rich kid out in the cut who wanted to come around and hang out in the hood and be around everything, jumping off in the music scene and all that. And motherfuckers showed him respect and flucked with him. And he turned around and hated on everyone and cut people's throats on getting deals. And, just was a a douchebag. And then nowadays, this dude has gotten real heavy with all the political ish and just kind of stands for the total opposite of what he originally was trying to push as his image. You know what I mean? Like, this dude had the audacity recently. Did y'all see that situation? I forget dude's name in New York City, who was a guy that used to dress up like Michael Jackson and dance and like do Michael Jackson dances and stuff like that on the subway. And the dude was flipping out and something happened. I don't really know the full story, but someone, when restraining him, strangled him to death. And I'm not saying dude didn't need to be restrained or whatever, but to kill the man, like, are you fucking kidding me? And Kid Rock's out here running around calling that dude a fucking hero. Like, Kid Rock is just the epitome of a fraud, sellout, wannabe, don't know who he is. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, and this is coming from someone who fucked with Kid Rock, you know? Like, but the dude just, he don't know who, he's an identity crisis. And he gets no respect coming from this way. Comment with your thoughts about all that. A lot of people probably might not have ever heard on the Devil Without a Cause album. There's actually an Eminem Kid Rock collab called F Off. I think it's like track 10 or 11. Eminem has a little short verse at the end of one of the tracks. But yeah, Kid Rock is a goofy, man. Like, you're a sellout. You're a fraud. Fuck Kid Rock. But that's going to do it for this one. Sub up, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace and God bless.